Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the show. I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack, joining you from beautiful downtown Plymouth, Massachusetts, where it is not a bad day, about 45 degrees and sunny. It is President's Day. Happy President's Day. Great to be with you. So today I'm making a video about the fact that last week I posted a short, which is a 59-second video, talking about vaccination rates and the virus and all that good stuff, and whether or not well, I can't even say what I said actually in the video because it got banned by YouTube. I know, like, just little old me. I only have 36 subscribers. Thank you so much. I love all of you. And the rest of you, right, please help a buddy out. Will you please? 36, I need to grow this puppy, right? That's pathetic, 36, even though I love all of you right now. All 36 of you I love. So, but for the rest of you, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, thank you. So it got banned. I got this memo from YouTube, and your content has been removed. This has no impact upon your channel. Well, that's good because it's only my first offense, so it's just a warning. But next time, Jack, your channel might be basically frozen out for a whole week if I violate the YouTube gods a second time. I got banned, or the video that got banned was Scotland no longer publishes data that was the title. And the policy reason here is YouTube doesn't allow claims of COVID vaccinations that contradict expert consensus from local health authorities or World Health Organization. Learn more here. I can appeal the decision. I'm just kind of curious if anyone thinks that that's even worthwhile. I'm guessing probably not. On the other hand, it might be worthwhile just because, just from the principle point of view, just to appeal it on principle, even though you don't think you're going to win. So the video that I posted on focused on this article from the Glasgow Times here. COVID data will not be published over concerns as misrepresented by anti-vaxxers. And the article basically says that Scotland previously, or up until very recently, had been very transparent with their COVID data relative to deaths of people that have been vaccinated and unvaccinated. And now, all of a sudden, they're not going to publish that anymore. And one of the reasons why is because the data was starting to look like that thing I'm not allowed to say relative to the vaccine. And basically, I was just talking about these charts that you can see here on this page. Thank you, Alex Berenson, for doing the screenshots on these charts from the Scotland website. And I'm not allowed to draw the pretty simple conclusion that anyone reading these charts would draw, because I'm not allowed to say that on YouTube, apparently. And apparently nobody else is going to be allowed to say these conclusions either, because Scotland's not going to publish this data anymore. Which leads us, interestingly enough, to today's story from the New York Times. The CDC is hiding data showing vaccines, that thing that I'm not allowed to say. And this is from that's right, New York Times. Now, I don't subscribe to the New York Times, so once again, we're going to benefit from Alex Berenson and his screenshot of the article. Thank you. But the CDC has been routinely collecting information since the COVID vaccines were first rolled out last year, according to a federal official familiar with the effort. The agency has been reluctant to make those figures public, the official said, because they might be misinterpreted as the thing I'm not allowed to say. Here we go here. This is from the spokesman or spokesperson from the CDC. Norland, I think is her name. The COVID collected data on hospitalizations from COVID-19 in the United States and broken it down to age, race, and status, probably vaccination status, but has not made that information public. Now, I just heard from, what's his name, Robert Redfield, that's his name, right? The former CDC director. He told a story on Fox News about how when he was there, he got a briefing in 2018 about the heroin crisis or opioid crisis. What do you want? Heroin. Let's just call it heroin. That's what it is. And it was in 2018 he got this briefing, and it was a very detailed briefing. At the end of the briefing, he said, how recent is this data? And they said it was 2015. And his point was that historically the CDC is very slow to release data. They want to, what was the phrase he used? Curate the data. Curate the data to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it. So Alex goes on here. Not that I know Alex Berenson, but it seems like I read every one of his posts. So the CDC is basically his point here is that the CDC was smart enough not to publish this data that Scotland was publishing. Right? That's basically his point. But they were publishing some data up until October of last year. So this is kind of like a little bit of a mini trend that the U.S. stopped publishing some of this data in October, maybe because the numbers flipped. I don't know. I wouldn't want to speculate, but maybe that's probably what happened. I wouldn't want to speculate on it. And now Scotland's doing it or not doing it anymore, which gets back to my little point about my video. If you're not allowed to say these things, what are you allowed to say? If you're not allowed to question these things, that's a scary thought. And, it's a big, huge trend that we're seeing, not only up in Canada, but here in the United States. What can you say? Where? And one of the big things that I think we're seeing about this giant societal upheaval in the United States and across the globe with this virus, prompted by the virus in part, is a secondary or continuing fractioning of communication channels. Trump, I hope I'm allowed to say that, Trump's coming out with his new social network today. I believe it's live this morning. What's it called? Social Truth, I think it is. And then there's Rumble. And there's just, when you sit down and think about how many locals, remember that old song, 57 Channels and Nothing On? It's like now it's 5,700 channels. And everyone is splintered. You never think it could get any worse, that there could be more than 57 channels, but now there's gazillions of channels. And that's really, that's hard to grapple as a regular old person, right? Even if you're running your business, you've got regular, even a coffee shop, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got Twitter. Now, especially in politics where you want to have a safe place to say whatever you want, you've got to go hunting for that. That could be the ultimate downfall of platforms like YouTube. We'll find out. But I'm not allowed to tell you that, my opinion. I'm not allowed to share my opinion with you about certain things. Well, that sounds so Joe Rogan-ish. It's actually the same story, isn't it? All right, so from beautiful Plymouth, Massachusetts, behind enemy lines here in America's hometown, I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack. Have a great day.